In this video, we will build a foundry stove with you, look at the mixer, also figure out how to create fire blood in large quantities and learn how to transfer various mobs using a special thing. I also want to say thank you to the following people for their cool comments. By the way, you can also be on this list if you subscribe and write something. And we are starting. The first thing we'll talk about is a burnt mixer. It is needed in order to create alloys from liquid, which are located in tanks next to it. Before making a mixer, you should stock up on a burnt brick. It will participate in all further crafting and therefore we will need a lot of it. It is made from Nezovsky cement mortar, which is fried in a conventional oven, and this Nezersk cement mortar itself is made with the help of such a recipe. You will need gravel, a clot of magma and a soil shower, or sand shower. We will install a tank with fuel, we will have lava, or a heater that runs on all fuel and, by the way, I told about it in the first part of my guide. I advise you to look. Please note that some mixes require a certain temperature and if you have it lower, you will not be able to create this melt. For example, if you used a heater, then replace it with a tank of lava or fiery blood to make a recipe that you don't get. The mixer takes liquids exclusively from the tanks and the contract stinker, which are located next to it. Also, this mechanism has an unpleasant tank. When he is already working and creating a new liquid, he will throw you out of his inventory. Therefore, wait for the end of all crafting and only then enter it. And the resulting liquid can easily be poured out of it with taps or pipes from other mods, if you like. Next we will talk about the foundry stove. Its design differs from the large foundry, which I already told you about in the previous guide, so there are some nuances here. To create a furnace, you will need blocks to fill. These are burnt bricks, or other blocks where a part of the foundry furnace is written. Such blocks can be used. Then, respectively, the foundry furnace controller, a burnt drain, a burnt gutter, a burnt tunnel and, accordingly, a liquid tank, also burnt. That's how the controller is made. And you'll need liquid obsidian. Cranes, foundry tables and tanks can be used not necessarily embroidered, but also fired. And now let's build this foundry stove. Please note that the controller will not be located outside, this is the wrong option, but inside. That is, we will have a slightly smaller workspace. Let's not forget about the fuel tank. The stove has been successfully assembled and is working. Let's load iron ore into the stove and see what we can do. Please note that after melting, you received not only iron, but also molten copper. This means that in this furnace, when melting the root, you will receive a little less than the main resource, but as a bonus you will receive additional material. And another feature of this oven. In this oven, you will not be able to accidentally mix several liquids, creating a new alloy. The purpose of the burnt drain, gutter and tunnel has not changed, their functions are the same. See in the previous guide what they do. And finally I want to talk about the fiery blood. Not only does it increase the maximum possible temperature in your oven, it will also speed up its work. To make sure we have enough blood, you can melt the ifrits and heads, but the question is how to deliver them to the stove. With the help of a pig backpack. Go to the mob, right-click on it, it will sit on your head, on your neck. Next, remove the backpack, which was hoping for an armor slot and could be released, and the ifrit will begin to melt, turning into fiery blood. Also, you can exchange a lantern with the piglins for gold, in which there will be fiery blood, but there is very little of it. That's it for me, friends, thanks for watching. I hope you were just as interested as I was. Subscribe so as not to miss new interesting series.